Uh, so let's try to go for next problem of the hydrogen atom. It's a very interesting problem. It has come into the 1 year JNU examination. So let's try to see what is the problem and how we can just think all how we can calculate this thing. So what is that? So this problem is very interesting. So it is the entirely different problem. So there is a hydrogen atom, and this hydrogen atom is in ground state. So this hydrogen atom is in ground state. And there is another hydrogen atom which is also in a ground state. So this is also in a ground state. What will happen? It will just collide to this hydrogen atom. So it has some kinetic energy. So it has some kinetic energy, and it is rest. It is rest. So what should be? So what we have to calculate, and after the collision, what will happen? After the collision, one hydrogen atom will first will be go into first will go into so this will be just collide it, and one will go into one will remain into the ground state, and another will go into first excited state. So this is the situation. So this is the mainly information. So first is ground state, it is moving, collide to the hydrogen atom which is rest, which is also in ground state. After the collision, one will go into the ground state, another will go into first excited state. So what should you have to find? You have to find minimum kinetic energy. What you have to find? You have to find minimum kinetic energy such that this event is going to happen. What is meaning of minimum kinetic energy? Meaning of minimum kinetic energy, that is the threshold energy. That is just a threshold energy. And don't compare this threshold energy with the photoelectric. I am just using the word threshold. Means just after the collision, there can be n number of possibility. Depends on what will be the kinetic energy. Two can move opposite direction, two can move in same direction, two can move in the same direction with different momentum, two can move in opposite direction with different momentum. It's all situation can be happen. But what is the minimum of the kinetic energy? Minimum of kinetic energy means after the collision, both the hydrogen atom will move together. So this will be meaning of move together. So this is the meaning of minimum kinetic energy. So you can whatever be the kinetic energy, that will transform to combined system and they will move together. This is actually meaning of minimum kinetic energy. Sometime this is also known as threshold kinetic energy, such that whenever this type of question will ask, what you will assume, that means they are moving together. So this is the minimum kinetic. If you will increase the kinetic energy, both can move in different way. But for the minimum kinetic energy, both will move together. So what you have to do, you have to calculate the minimum kinetic energy of a system. How you will calculate? So obviously, we will just go for, let's say, the total energy of a system. So total energy, we will take the, what is meaning of total energy here, because there is internal transition. So we will take it into this account also, this energy also account, and we have just talked about the whole system. So what is the initial kinetic energy? The initial kinetic energy is equal to T, and this is the minimum one. So this is the T minimum. And this T minimum I can write as P square upon 2m, because I assume this mass of this hydrogen atom is m. So this is the minimum kinetic energy. So what is the equation? The equation is all about P square upon 2m plus the ground state energy. Electron is in ground state, so that will be minus 13.6. Second particle is rest, so there is zero kinetic energy for that. So this is for the first one. This is zero kinetic for that. And this is also in the rest. So this is minus 13.6. And after the collision, both will moving with the same momentum. So this kinetic energy, so what will be the kinetic? So both will moving in same momentum. So if both is moving in same momentum, what will be the possible kinetic energy? So possible kinetic energy will be, so first they will be in the ground state. So ground state will be, you can just go for minus 13.6, first one. Second one is all about minus 3.4, and initial momentum is equal to the final momentum of both the particles. So you can have this kinetic energy as you have p square 2 into 2m, because momentum will be same. Momentum will same. Whatever the momentum here, that will be same here. But kinetic energy is going to different because there is conservation of momentum. So from the conservation of momentum, if it has some momentum p, the whole system will also have some momentum p, but the whole system have different mass, that will be 2m. So why you are just using all this calculation, and when you will use all this calculation, you can get p square upon 2m is nothing but this is the t minimum, and this will be t minimum, and you can easily calculate the t minimum will be equal to 20.2 electron volt. So you can just take it into this side and all things will be go there, and you have, this is obviously this have to be positive because kinetic energy cannot be negative. So you can easily find this type of problem. The what is the crux? Everything you can do, but you have to understand what is meaning of minimum kinetic energy. Whenever this type of question will come, even in the mechanics, when they will ask about the minimum kinetic energy, what you will do? You will just go, you will assume that after the collision, the both particle will move with the same momentum and same direction. Then only there is minimum kinetic energy. So if you have any doubt, you can just ask me, then I will go for next problem.
सर
Hmm.
हेलो सर
Yes,
ओजस्वी
yes. बोलो बोलो
सर
जैसे।
जो हमने आरएचएस में जो लिखा है सर अगर हम दोनों पार्टिकल का अलग अलग देखें तो पी स्क्वायर बाय 2m प्लस पी स्क्वायर बाय 2m तो पी स्क्वायर
नहीं
बाय
नहीं
m
पी
नहीं होना
स्क्वायर,
चाहिए
नहीं पी स्क्वायर बाई 2m, अब तो ये दोनों सेम ही हो गया ना, ये दोनों एक साथ जा रहा है। यू विल
सर
जस्ट एज्यूम, यू विल
पर
जस्ट
सर
एज्यूम।
हमने इसमें तो
नहीं नहीं नहीं
सर जब हमने m को 2m से रिप्लेस किया तो हम ये मान रहे हैं कि पार्टिकल अब एक ही हो चुका है जो 2m मास का है,
नहीं नहीं अब तो
पर वो
2m,
तो
अब
है
नहीं
अलग
नहीं
अलग।
कम ऑन, लेकिन दोनों का मास तो 2m होगा ना, यहाँ पर तो ये रेस्ट पे था। एग्रीड?
यस सर,
It is initially
यस
at
सर,
rest. So what will be mass you have used? You have this momentum. This momentum is p square upon 2m. So this momentum is only applied to m mass.
यस सर,
Okay. And now this thing, these two mass will be together. Just this is just something like they will just collide and stick together, and then they are moving. This is the something like that.
ओके सर,
Okay. So this is
ओके
something
सर,
like
यस
that.
सर,
So why I am talking about the minimum kinetic energy. Okay.
ये वो सब एक साथ हैं, अलग अलग नहीं
Yes,
जा रहे।
yes, yes, yes. एक साथ है. Okay. Because
ओके
the
सर, यस
the
सर,
crux is here. The crux is here. Otherwise, you will see. Otherwise, momentum conservation is not there. Okay. Otherwise, this thing will be not there.
यस सर, अंडरस्टूड।
Okay. Okay. Good.
हेलो सर।
हाँ.
सर ये -3.4 यूज के ये एक्साइटेड स्टेट की एनर्जी है।
First excited state, you can just calculate something like this: minus 13.6 by 4. So that will be minus 3.4. Okay. You have this energy now for the hydrogen atom. En is equal to minus 13.6 upon n square. So first excited state means what? N is equal to 2. Ground state means what? N is equal to 1. Okay. Okay. Let's come to next problem. So now, what is the problem? This problem is very interesting. So I will start from here. So there is a one-dimensional box. First, I will just tell you what is meaning of one-dimensional box. Suppose this is a room, and suppose this is a box. Suppose this is a box. This is three-dimensional box. You can put a particle inside this box. Okay. So particle can move along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis. So this is three-dimensional box. What is meaning of two-dimensional box? Meaning of two-dimensional box is, suppose you are just talking about this mobile plane. So particle is moving only in x direction, only in y direction. So we have removed one dimension. So we have removed the z direction and it will be become two dimension. What is meaning of one dimension? Meaning of one dimension, you can remove the part and particle can move only along x direction. And if you are confined the particle, means you are putting a wall here. You are putting a wall here. So particle is confined into this box. Okay. So how you will put the wall? How you will confine the particle? You will just put some potential such that particle cannot penetrate it. So this is the meaning of one dimensional box. So mathematically, so this is the symmetric diagram. Suppose the length is 0 to a. So the particle is confined, and suppose this is a particle, this is confined in one dimension box. And what we have this much of energy is infinite. What is meaning of infinite energy? Particle cannot go into this region and this region, because these two region will be always, in these two region you have always kinetic energy will be negative. So you cannot find the particle into these two regions. What is the question? Question is very interesting. Using Bohr-Sommerfeld theory, find the energy of a particle. Find the energy of a particle. So you have to do this thing with using Bohr-Sommerfeld theory. Okay. So using Bohr-Sommerfeld theory, you can find, and inside the particle, there is not any potential. So inside the particle is just a free particle and only kinetic energy is there. You will solve this thing into quantum mechanics also and everywhere. So this is the one of the very important system to understand the quantum mechanics or microscopic level thing. So what can be the possibility if you are not obeying the Bohr-Sommerfeld theory? What are the possibility if you are not obeying the Bohr-Sommerfeld theory? Then energy can be written as, energy is only kinetic energy, and there is not any potential energy because particle will always confine inside the box. And what is kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is nothing, p square upon 2m. So what are the possible energy if you are not finding the Bohr-Sommerfeld theory? If you are not allowing the Bohr-Sommerfeld theory, what are the possible value of energy? Any value of energy between 0 to infinity, isn't it? Any value of energy you can take between 0 to infinity. But when you are talking about Bohr-Sommerfeld theory, then let's see what is going to happen. And let's see, I will just take px because I am just going about x-axis. What Bohr-Sommerfeld theory have said? Bohr-Sommerfeld theory have said that this will be px dx is equal to nh. So what we have to do, and this is for the closed curve. This is for the closed curve. What is meaning of that? Suppose particle will start from here, it will go there and again it will come back. Isn't it? Particle will start from here, go there and it will come back. So from here to here, there is positive momentum. And from here to here, there is negative momentum. So what will be, and this is nothing but the area under the phase curve we have learned earlier. So what will be the phase curve for this particular system? What will be phase curve? Phase curve is nothing but px versus x. What is the value of px? What is the value of px? The px can be written as, very good, px is equal to root under 2me plus and minus, isn't it? Plus
Yes, sir.
sign means it will go from here to here, and once it will collide to the wall at x is equal to a, what will happen? Its momentum will be become minus or remain same? Minus. So its momentum will be become minus. So it will just come back like this. So what is this particular value? This particular value is equal to 2me. And what is this particular value? This particular value is equal to minus 2me. And what is this particular value? This is at x is equal to a, the particle will collide and it is come back. It will just collide and just come back. So what will be change in momentum? The change in momentum is equal to 2 into momentum, isn't it? If you are throwing the wall, if you are throwing the ball to the wall with the momentum p, after the collision, what will be change in momentum? 2 times whatever the momentum you have sent it. So look at this, will be change in momentum is 2 times. This is px and this is 2px. So if you are calculating the area under the pdx, closed curve area under the pdx, what will be this area? This is the area, and this is nothing but the area of what? Rectangle. This length is minus sign will tell you about the direction. This is plus direction and this is minus direction. So what will be, if we are going to integrate this, what will be this area? Very good. That will be 2 into root under 2me into a is equal to nh. If you want, you can do for the integration method also. 0 to a, root under 2me, and a to 0, you will just p at the negative sign, you will get the same answer. Don't worry. So this, because you have to go for the closed curve. So now from here, I think you can square both the side and you can get the E. And what is value of E? Is equal to n square h square upon 8 ma square. And what you have find? You have find not E, rather En. What you can see? The E can be have n square E naught. I can put E naught as some fundamental value, that is h square upon 8 ma square. So what you will get? You will get the energy can be possible for n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. So what is the possible energy according to Bohr-Sommerfeld theory? What is the possible energy according to Bohr-Sommerfeld theory? Not all values of energy. In classical mechanics, if you will fix the particle in a one-dimensional box, what you will get? You can get any value of energy between 0 to infinity. But what you will get here? You will get exactly the value is either E naught, next value is 4 E naught, and next value is what? 9 E naught kind of situation, isn't it? So you have seen, so particle will have either E naught level of energy, or 4 E naught level of energy, or 9 E naught level of energy, or 16 E naught level of energy. So you can find that energy is quantized even in particle in box. So you have done this thing for the hydrogen atom. In hydrogen atom also you have find energy is not all possible values of energy is there. What you have find? You have find the energy is minus 13.6 by n square. But here you, and suppose minus 13.6 is some E naught. So what you have get energy? Energy is E naught by n square. So that is different type of discreteness. But here you can find energy is all about proportional to n square. Energy is proportional to n square. So you can find from the Bohr-Sommerfeld theory, we can make a particular argument. If system is bounded or system is periodic in nature, then what you can find? You can find energy is actually discrete. This is not continuous. They are what? Discrete. So these are the hypothesis of initial hypothesis by Mr. Bohr, and it is also calculated all this thing with the Sommerfeld. So it is commonly known as Bohr-Sommerfeld theory. So what we have learned? We have learned at the microscopic level, if system is bounded or it is in the periodic motion, periodic motion means you can find the closed curve of the phase space. That energy is not continuous, but rather it is discrete in nature. It is discrete in nature, and we will try to verify this thing from the quantum mechanics. When we will just go for the quantum mechanical system, we will just uh, make the quantum mechanical theory, then we will see it, and you will surprise that at the microscopic level, what is meaning of microscopic level means your size of particle is very small. Your size of particle is very small, and this is all about 10 to the power micro level of width of this particular uh, box. Box is very small box, and inside there is electron. And what is that? It will not behave like your ball. It is just behaving entirely different thing, and this is all about the discrete thing. So this is the one way to understand the microscopic system. The another way is given by the very famous Mr. de Broglie. Let's try to go with this. So let's go for de Broglie hypothesis. Okay, so let's go for de Broglie hypothesis. And please mind it, these all are hypotheses. These all are hypotheses. There is not any sort of derivation of this. You have to start from the hypothesis. But every hypothesis can be just verified into the lab, and then we have make the basic theory, and that theory is known as the quantum mechanics. But this is all about the pre-quantum mechanical era. This is all about pre-quantum mechanical era. Now let's go for de Broglie hypothesis. What de Broglie have said, he just give the extraordinary assumption, and which is always nobody can believe on this type of assumption. So, but yes, it again works. You will find it will again going to work. What is he give the concept of basically matter wave. What he give the concept of matter wave. This is abstract. What is meaning of abstract? Abstract means you cannot see it, you cannot feel it, but you can just use it mathematically. You can use it, and you can use it mathematically to justify your experimental evidence. What is said? He said a very exciting thing. What he said? He said that if, and this is applied for the microscopic level actually. But yes, you can go for the microscopic level, but that is not significant. What he say? He said that if particle of so if any particle which has momentum, if there is any particle which has momentum, there is an associated wave. So if particle is, what is meaning of momentum? Means it is moving. Particle have some kinetic energy, then only it has momentum. So if particle has some momentum, then they associate a wave. They associate a wave, and that wave is known as matter wave. Means if I am moving, there is associated a wave with me. If this chalk is moving, there is associated a wave with this. And if electron is moving, there is associated wave with this, with electron also. Thing is that the wave associated to me is not very significant for the calculation. The wave associated with chalk is also not very significant. But what will happen? The wave associated with the electrons, the wave associated with the protons, if it is moving, had some significance. This is all about de Broglie hypothesis. So what he said, if there is some particle which is moving with momentum p, then there is associated a wave which is known as matter wave, and wavelength and wavelength lambda can be given by h upon p, and this wavelength can be given by h upon p. So he just give a mind-blowing idea. What is this? If particle is moving, then there is a wave, and this wave is inversely proportional to momentum. How he give the idea, nobody knows. But you will surprise that there are experimental verification of this wavelength. There are experimental verification of this wavelength, that you can do this interference pattern. You can got the, if it is just like a wave, if wave is associated, then it should give the interference pattern, it should give the diffraction pattern, and you will surprise that electron will give the interference pattern. I will discuss it when we will go for the, basically in uncertainty principle or in the quantum mechanics, I will discuss how electron will give the interference pattern. And if even there is an experiment, I will discuss that experiment into the next class tomorrow, that from that experiment you can verify that yes, there is lambda associated with some electron, and we can get the x. You have done your optics, and if you have not done your optics, I think you have done your optics in your +2 level, that light, when two light will superimpose, it will give the interference pattern, the maxima and minima kind of thing. And similarly, you will get that when two electron will go together, not two electron, one electron you will send, another one electron you will send, another one electron you will send, another one electron you will send, and that electron will give you interference pattern. The single electron will give you interference pattern. So this is the, means you can mesmerize the thing how this can be happen. But yes, it is verified into the lab. So we cannot neglect the concept of lambda. But look at this look at this beauty of modern physics or quantum mechanics. The two person who thinks beyond in a very different way. Another person was Bohr. We have seen the theory of Bohr. Another person was de Broglie. Bohr was, I think, Dutch. De Broglie was French. They never meet together, and they give the different hypothesis. But finally, what you will get? They will merge at the same level. How they are going to, how their conclusion is going to merge at the some level, let's try to understand with this particular example of using of de Broglie wavelength. So again, what I am using, so using de Broglie wavelength, or using de Broglie hypothesis, find the energy of particle confined into a box. So again, in one dimension box, again what we have one dimension box, and this will be between 0 to a. I am taking the same box whatever taken by in the last problem. So this is the box, and particle is just moving inside this particular box. It is moving up and down. This is going there and it is coming there. Now what is meaning of that? If there is wavelength is associated, then that wave will follow the exactly same pattern of the fundamental mode, first overtone and second overtone and so on. It must be follow that thing. So what can be the possibility? So you can find this thing. So either it will have this fundamental mode, or it will have some first overtone mode, and similarly it will, if, and this is the wave associated with the particle which is not visible to us, don't worry, which is not visible to us, but we take the assumption, yes, if it is associated to the particle, it have to follow this sort of fundamental mode, first overtone and so on. So what is meaning of that? This is nothing but the lambda by 2 and this length is a. So for the first overtone we can find lambda by 2 is equal to a. So lambda can be written as 2a. So lambda can be written as 2a. And for first overtone lambda can be written as a. This is all about a. So this can be written as lambda, this can be written as 2a upon 2. I can write a to 2a upon 2. What we have find? We have find the possible value of lambda is lambda 1, 2a upon 1, lambda 2, 2a upon 2. So similarly, we can make generalized thing. So lambda n is equal to 2a upon n. So what is meaning of that? Meaning of that, that all lambdas are not possible. Only some lambdas are possible which will just behave 2a upon n. That will be the pattern of your wave. This is all about the property of wave. It must be end it must be 0. The node must be there. So this kind of situation is there. So if lambda is not continuous, lambda is itself discrete. What is meaning of that? Meaning of that, my momentum. So what are the possible momentum? Momentum is all about h upon lambda. And here lambda is not continuous, rather lambda is lambda n, then we can write Pn. And what is the possible momentum? The possible momentum you can write, if particle is confined into box, I can put lambda n as h upon 2a into n. So what are the possible momentum? The possible momentum for a particle is not all possible values as we have seen into the classical mechanics. We have seen in the classical mechanics any kind of momentum between 0 to infinity can be possible. So what you can find if the momentum itself is discrete. The momentum itself is discrete. So hence your momentum itself is discrete. What will be the energy? The energy En. So energy can be written as something p square upon 2m. And you can easily find the value of putting the value of p here, and so I can find the allowed value of p. So I can get allowed value of En is equal to Pn square upon 2m, and finally you can get the answer, and that will be something as En is equal to, you can just use it, so this will be n square h square upon 8 ma square. And now if you will look at this particular thing, this thing is exactly same thing. You are getting the exactly same thing what you are getting from the Bohr-Sommerfeld theory. This is exactly same thing, not anything different. Again you can find, if particle is confined into box, what are the possible values of energy? What are the possible values of energy? You cannot say that all possible value of energy greater than 0. Rather, only that value of energy is there which is basically proportional to n square. Means E naught is there, 4 time E naught is there, 9 time E naught is there, only this value is there. So again you can see that energy according to your de Broglie, also you can find energy of the box is also discrete in nature. If particle is confined into your box, this is also discrete in nature. And this is the wonderful expression you can find. So one person, Bohr, have think about the phase space. He just think about the phase space. And this person, de Broglie, does think something like a wave, that okay, there is associated a wave, but both person will merge together and they will give the same type of conclusion. And thing is that there is experimental verification of this particular result. We are still using the same result to for the particle in box, and similarly we can go for 2-dimension, 3-dimension box after doing the quantum mechanics. So how we are going to understand all this thing, de Broglie wavelength, how we are just going to try to do some mathematical thing with the de Broglie wavelength and all this thing. This can be well known, well understood by the group velocity and phase velocity. So let's try to go for what is group velocity and what is phase velocity. So let's try to understand all this thing. And this is the backbone and the basic fundamentals before the quantum mechanics. The group velocity and phase velocity, what are these things? So let's try to understand all this thing. I am just giving you a very simple mathematics such that you can try to understand what is going to happen. So what we have, so I am using the notation of quantum mechanics. So let's say psi 1, because I am not using E1, E2, because if you want, you will use E1, E2, then you will think it is electric field, an electromagnetic wave. No, I am using a matter wave, and suppose one matter wave is psi 1, and it is a wave, so I can take something like, and I am taking very simple kind of stuff, but it is very complicated, don't worry. So that is A sine kx minus omega t, and k, you know, is all about 2 pi upon lambda, so something de Broglie wavelength is associated. And another wave is known as psi 2, and this wave is just little bit change in k and little bit change in omega, very small change in k and a small change in omega. So this is the another wave which will associated with this. This will be A sine delta k x minus delta omega t. So this is the psi 2. So what will be the superposition of this particular wave is nu psi, and let's say this is psi 1 plus psi 2. And what is the, you know, this formula, so I am using this formula, sin A plus sin B, sin A plus sin B is equal to 2 cos A minus B by 2 and sin A plus B by 2. So this is the thing. So what will happen when you are going to superimpose this thing? You have A, you will take common, and then you can write sin kx minus omega t plus sin delta kx minus delta omega t. I can take A as a, sorry, not delta kx, this will be k plus delta kx. Sorry, this will be, sorry, this will be just a k plus delta k. This will be k plus delta k. So little bit different. K plus delta k x minus omega plus delta omega t. So this kind of thing is there. So I can again write this thing as, so just correct yourself. This will be k plus delta k into x minus omega plus delta omega into t. You can use this formula, and you have sin A into sin A plus sin B kind of situation. You can use this formula. I am writing it directly. So this will be 2a cos delta k by 2 into x minus delta omega by 2 into t, and next term will be sine, and this will be 2k plus delta k by 2 minus omega plus delta omega by 2 into t. And now what you can find here, we have assumption that delta k
2 omega होगा ना
2 omega. Yes, that will be 2 omega. Yes, that will be 2 omega. What is the assumption? That k is very, very greater than delta k and omega is very, very greater than delta omega. So this term I can remove the delta k with respect to k, and here I can remove the delta omega with respect to 2 omega. So what will be the final answer? The final answer is 2a cos delta k by 2 into x minus delta omega by 2 into t, and here is the sine kx minus omega t. So this is the thing. Now look at what you have get. So this is the psi. You have get, this is the basically amplitude term. The amplitude term is going to transform. This is the amplitude term, new amplitude term. This is 2a cos delta k upon 2 minus x minus delta 2 delta omega by 2, and this will remain the same thing. This will remain the same thing. Now you have also find that this amplitude term will also moving just like a wave. This is also just moving just like a wave because it is cos kx minus omega t kind of situation is there. So this is just moving like a wave, and this is also moving like a wave. So there is two velocity associated with, one velocity associated with amplitude and another velocity associated with this particular thing. And if you will see the pattern, what will be the pattern if when we will just going to plot this curve? So what will be this plot? If we are going to plot it, how you will plot a sine omega t, a sine kx minus omega t? How you will plot it? Something like this now. Amplitude is same. Okay. Now you can find this part is remain same. This part is going to change. So this is just behave like a cos function, isn't it? This is just behave like a cos function. So how this, so amplitude is going to change. So how this all thing is going to change? This all thing is going to change something like this, isn't it? So this is all about the change, isn't it? If you will take the reference, so if I will take the reference kind of situation, so something, suppose this is the reference, so the amplitude is going to change, isn't it? So this kind of pattern you have shown with the wave. This is the exact psi versus, and now this is the variation of amplitude. This is the variation of amplitude, isn't it? So this is all about variation. So this is the amplitude is going to vary, and if you will take the amplitude mode, so this will be moving something like a wave packet. This is moving something like a wave packet, and the amplitude. So again, you will have same kind of situation. So again, you will have same kind of wave packet. So you have this kind of situation again. So now this is this amplitude, the variation of amplitude is also like a wave. This is known as group velocity, and inside this particular wave is the sine wave. This is known, this velocity is basically known as phase velocity. So what is group velocity? If you are seeing this particular thing, the group velocity is identified as Vg is equal to d omega, or you can just write delta omega upon delta k, where delta omega and delta k tends to 0, then you can write this thing as d omega upon dk. So this is definition of group velocity. And what is this group velocity? You will be surprised that this group velocity is actually velocity of a particle. I will show you into the tomorrow class that group velocity is nothing but the velocity of particle. And this is the actual velocity. This is the actual velocity which is responsible for the de Broglie wavelength. And inside this thing is known, for this particular thing, this is known as phase velocity. So this is known as phase velocity. So what is phase velocity? Phase velocity Vp is equal to omega upon k. And you will surprise, this phase velocity has not any physical significance. This phase velocity, sometime you will find that it will get the more than velocity of a light. So it has not any physical significance. It has only mathematical significance. What is physical significant is all about the group velocity. And finally, you will find in the quantum mechanics, into the quantum mechanics, this amplitude term is the most important significant of this particular thing. And you can find the group, from the group velocity and phase velocity, we can analyze what is going to happen. And this is nothing but the superposition of wave. This is nothing but the superposition of wave associated to the single particle. Associated with the single particle. And finally, you will see it is known as state of a system into the quantum mechanical system. We will discuss it later. I am not going to so deep right now into this particular class. But right now, you have find two type of velocity, and which one is the real one? The real one is the group velocity, which will coming due to lot of superposition of different type of matter waves, and finally it will give you what is the velocity of a particle in general. We will try to figure it out. What is group velocity? What is phase velocity? How phase velocity and group velocity can be correlated? And we can try to figure it out, all different types of problems into this thing.
एक पार्टिकल के साथ
हाँ
वेलोसिटी
एक पार्टिकल के साथ डिफरेंट एनर्जी एसोसिएट हो सकते हैं.
हाँ सर.
लेट मी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड इन दिस वे. एक पार्टिकल के साथ डिफरेंट एनर्जी एसोसिएट हो सकते हैं, तो उसके साथ डिफरेंट लैम्डा एसोसिएट हो सकते हैं.
yes, sir.
और वो सब मिल करके कुछ ना कुछ तो देंगे.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
दे सकते हैं. उन सबको मिला करके कुछ ना कुछ जो दे रहे हैं, व्हाट यू विल से इट, हाउ यू विल थिंक दिस. So that is overall. We have to see the overall. We have to see the overall situation. So why I have told you. The actual thing is the group velocity. That will the actually you will find the classical velocity of a particle. And I have also dared to say that phase velocity had not any meaning actually. It is very abstract. So why sometime you will find, in just wait till the tomorrow's class, you will find that it has, basically you can find it has speed sometime more than the speed of light. How you can achieve a speed of light? Either you are working into the quantum mechanical system or you are working into the classical system. So that is the not, you cannot accept it. So thing is that sometime what I want to tell you, I just want to tell you, sometime what you have to do, you have to think abstract to justify the real world, isn't it?
Right, sir.
Exactly, you have to think some abstract, and that abstract is maybe fully mathematical. But when it is fully mathematical, what you have to do, but beauty of this part is that that fully mathematical thing is actually going to justify all our thing into the real world. So this is a awesome kind of thing, and we are just reaching the our maximum level of thing when we will go for the quantum mechanics and the postulates of quantum mechanics. Don't worry. So tomorrow's class is again a very exciting thing. And sorry, you cannot understand thing. If you have some feeling कि यार मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. You cannot understand all this thing, but what is the thing? What is the most important thing? You must believe it. Why you must believe it? Because it justify the observation. This is the way to learn physics. This is the way to learn physics. So belief is the most important thing. Either you are believing it or not believing it. So I think my time is over. Okay, take care.